Hello everyone and welcome back to Modded Minecraft with Nightdagger. This will be episode 15 and just going to show you a little bit of stuff I did off camera. I did some mining. I put 3 overclockers in each of my machines, except for the recycler. I haven't done anything with that yet. I've been letting my industrial centrifuge do some work on some bauxite and some rubber that I had, and then this fuel here. Let's go ahead and sort that. Take a look in our metal chest. You can see we've got a decent amount of metal saved up now. You can also see I have 2 more MFSUs in my backpack. Well, that's because I'm about to expand my power grid a little bit. Right now, stupid chunk loading graphic. Could have sworn I changed that. No, you want to be in. There we go. Turn that off. Okay. And you can see that all of my generators are currently empty, and my MFSU is down to 457,000. So I'm going to use this Lapotron crystal to pull all of the extra energy out of the MFSU. While that works, I'm going to use my drill to knock off all of these generators. And then to wreck all of this cable. Let's go ahead and put that dirt back. And then I'm also going to need to get my Buildcraft wrench. Because an MFSU is not something you want to take a risk with. There it is. Or my industrial craft wrench, rather, not my Buildcraft wrench. Set it into lossless mode. Now, let's take my laser off my hotbar. I actually had a minor incident the other day. No. No. Let's not play that game. No, let's not play that game. Thank you. Alright. Power on the MFSU is empty. So let's go ahead and wrench that off. And then through here, we're going to have a cable going like that. Knock that torch off. I'm going to have the MFSUs attached to this wall facing this cable. Actually, I'm going to have to knock the cable off in order to do this, aren't I? So we'll have the MFSUs facing there, there, and there. We'll run the cable up to them like that. And then from the back here, we're going to restring those generators. And I realize that I have more cable than I need at the moment. You'll see why in a few minutes. And then I'm going to take some of these fuel cans, and I'm going to get my MFSUs charging. Now, the reason why I do it the way I do it with the MFSUs done in a parallel like this instead of in series is because if you have 3 MFSUs set up in series, the maximum throughput is going to be 512 EU per tick. It's going to be 1 MFSU connected to the output line. With them connected in parallel like this, the total input is the same. You can still have up to 30 million EU stored, but you're going to have a maximum throughput of 3 times 512 EU per tick. And damn it, cat. You always wait until I start recording to start messing around. You okay? Scare yourself? Yeah. Alright, back to the generators. Let's get these things filled up. Anyway, later on, when I upgrade my machines and start going with transformer upgrades and max overclocking, being able to throw more packets of 512 into the system is going to serve me quite well. And I'm not going to be running off MFSUs forever, so I probably won't need any more than 3, at least for right now. But that's kind of spoilers. So let's leave the generators here to do their work. we'll just throw the empty fuel cans in here for now. And then I actually have enough fuel cans here that I can give each one another one. Now, they aren't going to start burning through this next fuel can until they're done with the current one. But that's going to get me essentially 1.6 million EU stored between all of these MFSUs, which is nice, but not enough. I need more power. That's what we're going to work on this episode. I am going to start the quest for more power. And how am I going to do that? It's time to go nuclear. So, we need a nuclear reactor. A nuclear reactor is made using 3 reactor chambers, a regular generator, and an advanced circuit. The reactor chambers are these dense copper plates around machine blocks. A dense copper plate is just 8 copper bars compressed. So, in order to make these reactor chambers, I need 12 of these dense copper plates. Well, 1 stack of copper gets you 8, so that's what I need to get started. But I also need a couple more reactor chambers. So what I'm going to do is, and I know I'm going to need all these components anyway, so I'm just going to start compressing a total of 4 stacks of copper bars. Now this is going to go a lot faster than you might think because, yeah, there's 64 in there, but it's going to burn 8 per operation. Then my system is going to suck the plate out, it's going to fire it over to my default route. You can see my mulch situation is getting out of control again. I'm going to have to work on that soon. Now is where I kind of wish I had a hopper hooked up onto this thing, because now I kind of have to babysit a little bit. Anyway, in the meantime, let's go ahead, get in here and grab one of these furnaces. Do I have a battery? No battery? No. So we're going to need 5 iron ingots. We're going to need 3 refined iron. We're going to need 2 redstone. I already have a bunch of redstone. And we're going to need, not any more copper, we're going to need 4 tin. And we'll go with tin like that, and that there, and a little of that is going to give us our battery. Furnace with the iron ingots gives us the iron furnace, which combined with the refined iron, and the battery gives us a generator. We're also going to need an advanced circuit, which I just so happen to have one waiting for me right in there. And we're going to need machine blocks. I'm going to make a reactor, and I'm going to start out with 2 extra chambers. We will be upgrading it eventually, but for right now, 2 extra chambers will be enough, which means we need 5 reactor chambers, which means we need 5 machine blocks. And that's going to give us enough to do 3 of them. We take those out and put them just like that, and then put the generator there and the advanced circuit there. That gives us our nuclear reactor. Now, we need to go feed some more copper to this thing. See if we can speed this up a little bit. Now, 6 may overload the line. No, it looks like it's going to hold. If you're wondering why I'm making so many of these plates, I'm making far more than I should need for this. I will need them for the internal components. Don't forget about them. And we'll feed the rest of that in, and we'll go start collecting. We need 8 to get started. There we go. And we're going to have 2 more reactor chambers. Need a piece of junk cobblestone. And we're going to come over into our power generation room. And over here in the corner, for right now, I'm going to put that there. We'll put the reactor on top of this piece of cobblestone. Break that out, and then we'll put the chambers there and there. That's going to give us a reactor chamber with 5 across and 6 down. Now, we need to get the components ready for it. The components for this are going to be 2 uranium cells, which is just an empty cell and a refined uranium. Now, we could also get the uranium cells from uranium dust and some empty cells, but it takes 45 or 40 some minutes to do that. So for right now, I'm going to do it the inefficient way. We're also going to need 4 of these double uranium cells, which is just a regular uranium cell and a dense copper plate. So that means we're going to need a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 uranium. We'll start compressing that. We'll come over here and get these plates. And it's going to send the uranium into our miscellaneous chest. Going to need 10 of these empty cells. Where's my uranium at? Is it actually going to send it to the metals chest? It shouldn't, because there's no uranium in here already. There we go. Now we're getting some coming in. 6 of it anyway. 1 more. There we go. There's our 10 uranium cells, and we combine the uranium, and we get the uranium cells. We'll set 2 of them aside, and then we're going to turn 4 of these into double uranium cells. Notice the double uranium cells do not stack, whereas the regular uranium cells do. Kind of nice to keep track of. So, we're going to come over here. And right here in this reactor, we're going to start throwing components in. And you're going to say, oh no, don't do that, don't do that. Well, you see, nuclear reactors have changed since the last iteration of IC2. It used to be you had to power them with redstone to stop the reaction. Now you have to power them to start the reaction. So you can completely load it up and it's perfectly safe as long as you don't have a lever on here flipped to on. How's our power doing? 275 on that one, 275 on that one, 217 on that one. So we're doing pretty good. Now, let's work on the other internal components. We are going to need some of these overclocked heat vents. In total, we are going to need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to need 16 of these overclocked heat vents. Which means we're going to need 16 of these reactor heat vents. Which means we're going to need 16 of these heat vents. The heat vents are iron bars and refined iron. So let's come over here to our metal chest, and, well, you know what? First of all, let's put away all of the extra crap that we're carrying. In the dust chest, we put the glowstone. I need to go get more glowstone soon. I'm starting to actually run a little low. Alright, and in the gems chest, we'll put our ruby. You can see I've got almost a stack of diamonds again. Did a little mining earlier. In our miscellaneous chest, I've got a whole bunch of advanced alloy that I forgot about. I may need that in a few minutes. Shouldn't need the circuits, but I may need the advanced alloy, so I'll hold on to those. Throw the torch in there. Don't need the food at the moment. Don't need the backpacks. Don't need the cobblestone. Don't need the wrench. Or the pickaxes. There. That's, or the mining laser. Let's get rid of that to avoid accidents. Yeah, the other day I came in and I was trying to access my input chest here, and I had the mining laser in my hand and accidentally shot my input chest off and blasted a hole in my wall. Thankfully there was nothing else behind it. What am I doing? Okay. we need to make 16 of these heat vents. So that means we need a stack of refined iron and a stack of those iron bars. Good thing we made up a lot of refined iron. Also a good thing we have a lot of iron bars. Or a lot of iron. You know? No. Won't need that. Should be 4 in each. Split that like this, and then split that like this. That gets us our 16 heat vents. They also do not stack. Isn't that great? We need 32 of these dense copper plates. Yeah, these things get expensive. So let's take and start a whole bunch more copper cooking up. While we're at it, let's come over here and take the 4 that we have and make 4 reactor heat vents. And then those reactor heat vents we have to upgrade to overclocks, which means we need gold. Let's take out the gold. There's 1 overclocked. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. Take all that back for now. Let's run back out here. No, let's not run back out there. Let's come back in here to our compressor and throw another stack in. Come over here and we'll get the 8 more plates out of there. Convert 4 more of these things. Okay, there's 8 so far. Oops. Don't want to drop all our gold. Whoa! Glitchy spider. Where are you? There you are. Die. Get another stack going. There's 8 more. This is where I miss project tables. I could teach my system how to do this. I may do that at some point, especially if I decide to do multiple reactors. But doing multiple reactors is going to be kind of iffy for me, at least in the beginning, because I stumbled across a bug in the Industrial Craft 2 beta that I'm playing. And that bug is to me pretty game-breaking. Because I discovered that if you try to build a breeder reactor, it's instantaneous. So you don't even have to have any other components, you don't have to have it heated up. If you put in a uranium cell and you put 4 depleted isotopes around it and turn the reactor on for 1 second, you have 4 re-enriched, which means basically your uranium supply is multiplied by 8. I am not a fan of that, so I'm not going to use breeder reactors until it's fixed. Which isn't going to be until 1.4.2 at least. So I'm not using breeder reactors this time. Which kind of sucks, because it's a great way to increase your supply of fuel, but feels like cheating to me, so I'm not going to do it. Alright, so there is all of the overclocked heat vents that we're going to need for our reactor. Let's come over here to the reactor and put them in place. And it's going to be 4, and then we're going to have 4 here. We're going to have 4 here, and if you're wondering, I'm using one of the designs from the list of good reactor designs from the Industrial Craft 2 forums. I did not come up with this design myself. I can't remember who originally came up with the design, but if you look at the thread on the Industrial Craft 2 forums, you'll see who it was. Whoever it was did an awesome job of it because it's an infinite reactor. It's a Mark 1 that puts out, if I remember right, 170 EU per tick, and has a relatively small uranium cost to do so. So this one reactor that I'm building is going to produce enough power to fill all of my MFSUs and then some, which is a good thing. Then we're also going to need some of these component heat exchangers. These are made with 4 gold around a heat exchanger, which is made with a dense copper plate, an electronic circuit, and 3 tin, which means we're going to need 8 more of these dense copper plates. Well, just so happens I had them made up. We're also going to need 8 electronic circuits, which our system knows how to make for us now. We're also going to need 24 tin. And we're going to need the rest of our gold. There's our heat exchangers. You can see they don't stack either. And if we put those just like this, oh, and you can barely tell the difference, but these have a slight gold coloration to the sides. The last thing we need is a lever. Let's head back over to our reactor. And let's throw these components into the reactor. Take our lever, attach it to the front, and fire this beast up. You can see immediately the components start taking a little bit of damage, but this reactor is totally safe. It should never overheat. Even though these things look like they're taking quite a bit of damage, we may want to monitor that. Everything that I've seen says that this reactor should be totally safe. It should stabilize itself. I hear you, creeper. We'll come back and check this out in a little bit. In the meantime, let's make ourselves a little toy. I usually don't make these because these things usually give me nothing but grief. You need one of you, and then we're going to need an electronic circuit. And I need the kitten to get off of my desk. Hi, sweetie kitty. Go away. So you take something like that. You get the EU reader. I don't like the EU readers because I can never get them to sort. If you have one sitting in your chest and you try to use the auto sort functionality of inventory tweaks, it says, haha, no. We should be getting 170 EU per tick. And we are. So, this reactor should be totally safe. I hope. If not, I'm about to have a very large hole in my warehouse. But, I mean, I know it's safe for at least a while. Get out from behind my computer, you derpy cat. There. Now that the kitten has been chased out, let's take these empty fuel cans. Come to think of it, let's get the other 8 while we're at it. And let's come over here. We'll toss these back in the centrifuge. And then over here, I only have 2 fuel cans left. Well, let's go ahead and make some more fuel cans. There we go. And we'll toss those 8 cans in there for later. Come out back and check out my Buildcraft oil supply. You can see I still have a fair amount of oil left in this tank, but I also have a ton of fuel now. And if we put these in here, it'll fill up fuel cans for us. Using about 1,000 each time. 1 bucket. That'll be enough for now. We'll come back and get the rest later. Alright, we'll come in here, and in the centrifuge we'll throw that in there, and we'll get some more fuel cans refining for us. Now, there is something else that I want to make, because there's something else that I really want to get to. Now, in order to do this, we're going to have another item. It is time for us to make a centrifuge. Not the industrial centrifuge, just a regular one. This takes copper, a sturdy casing, and some glass. I don't think I already have a centrifuge, but I might. Let me actually double check that. Nope. I have a carpenter. I have a second carpenter over here. I have the squeezer, the fermenter. Yeah, oh, the fermenter is completely full. I'll deal with that later. So, we'll come over here, we'll request the sturdy casing. We'll request the 2 pieces of glass that we need. And we'll request the 6 copper that we need. 6 copper, please. Thank you. Now, we're also going to need a piston. Just one. 1 piece of glass. 2 of these bronze gears. And kitten. Off my computer, please. Thank you. 3 bronze ingots, because we need a way to power the thing. Bronze gears, not sturdy casing, piston, glass, bronze, biogas. Then a little bit of this. That gets us our centrifuge. Over here, we're going to need a couple of gates. We're going to need to convert those over to power, conductive pipes. And then over here, I've had my assembly table working hard at making redstone iron chipsets for me. We're going to tell it to make some iron ore gates for us now. We need some biogas. Good thing I had a bunch of it over here, huh? Alright, we got that going. So let's come over here and do a little bit of maintenance while we're at it. We'll put the stupid EU reader up here, and then if I try to right-click this to sort it, you'll see, oh, it actually works now. Maybe I'll have to start using them more often. Huh. Throw the excess biogas in there, and I don't know why, but my filled fuel cans seem to be coming over here to my default route instead of going over here into my requested route. I don't get it. Anyway, we're also going to need some of this red pipe wire. And then while we're at it, while we wait for those ore gates to work for us, let's come out here and see how we did with our bees. Well, we got 2 honeycombs from that, 4 from that one. Got 1 there, 1 there, got a couple there. So we got a total of 18 out of 8 apiaries. Not terrible. Should have known better than that, huh? We'll combine that with the 11 that we got just from mucking around. And let's go ahead and get this little production set up right here. Now I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm going to want to put that torch back on the wall or I'm going to have problems. Maybe right there. Alright. Conductive gate, wooden gate, biogas engine. Still not done with this ore gate? Wow. Put that in the centrifuge. We'll go get some lava cans and some biogas cans. I'm eventually going to have to rework that room again because I want to hook it up to my logistics system. But for right now, the way I'm doing it works, so I'm not terribly concerned about it. Just to kickstart the thing here, let's go ahead and get some of that. For right now, we'll put that there. We'll put the lever on there. That's not where I meant to put it, but that works. Whatever. Feed the engine. Power it up. That's going to get our centrifuge going, and it's going to get us some honey drops and some honeycomb. Now it's going to take a little while to work. Or, yeah, beeswax, not honeycombs. It's going to take a little while to work, but it'll get us some good stuff. We've got one ore gate. Now, let's look at the other thing that we want to make today. We want to make us a beealyzer. The beealyzer is made with a diamond, a couple pieces of redstone, some tin, and some glass panes, and a carpenter with water. Well, it just so happens we have a carpenter with water right there. So, we need one of you, two of you, put the iron away. We do need 4 of you, and then over on our glass chest we need 2 of you. I'm only going to be making this as a one-time recipe, so that's the perfect amount. Put that there, click that off, and then you there, and you there. That's going to give us the beealyzer. Our system now has work to do, so this biogas engine, if it had the necessary fuel, would fire up. It's trying. And it's failing. And it's sorry for that. It's just it has no lava cans. Now it has lava cans. Alright. Almost done with the ore gates. I'm going to let this thing cook through on about another 24... no, another 12 of them. I'm going to hold on to these other iron chipsets because I'm going to use those to make some more logistics pipes in the very near future. Our beealyzer is almost done. And beealyzer. This thing, when you right-click with it, opens up this cool interface that allows you to analyze bees. However, you have to have something in here to pacify the bees. Honey drops. That's the reason why we were centrifuging all of this honeycomb, which has just now finished. So, let's put the honey drops up there, and let's sleep through the night because we're going to be messing around outside. We don't want to have any surprise creeper attacks. I've already had one of those tonight while I was out mining. Let's go outside and check out our bees. Nobody home? Good. Now in this first one, something of note is that we have a common drone out here. So we've already had some luck. Let's pull all of these drones out. We got a Valiant back out of that one. And then over here, we're getting 4 bees out of each apiary for some reason. Which is a good thing. I'm not going to argue it. I have too much crap in my inventory as usual. Okay. You can go in there. And you can go in there, and so can you, and so can you, and you. And I don't know why I'm carrying around a partially charged Lapotron. Let's put that back into my energy grid. We'll throw that in there. While we're at it, let's double check here and make sure nothing's overheating. Yeah, we seem to have stabilized at 640 on that overclocked heat vent. And I'm just going to leave the Lapotron in there. I'll come back for it later. Alright. Over here, grab the last bees out. We got all of them? Good. Now, when you use the beealyzer, you put a bee up here, and it's going to drop down. That will tell you what the bee is. This is a Meadows Forest hybrid. We're just going to continue that for all of the princesses. There's another princess. Your Meadows Forest. Your Meadows Common. Forest Meadows. Meadows Common. We've had a bit of luck. And Meadows Valiant. So, that's cool. So, let's come over here, and in this one, we're going to put one of our Meadows Common. In this one, we're going to put the other Meadows Common. Here, we'll put the Meadows Valiant. And then over here, these are, well, here's a Forest Common. And then the rest of these are just Meadows Forest or Forest Meadows, so they're not as interesting yet. Now we got to analyze the drones. We have 17 Honeydrops left, and how many drones do we have? Sort. We have too many drones. We aren't going to be able to analyze all of them. So, we're going to start with the interesting ones. We have a common here. He's Common Forest. We're going to combine that with the Meadows Common, because that's going to give us a chance for a common. It's also going to give us a chance for a Meadows Forest cross, which could mutate back into common. So this is going to give us the best possibility of crossbreeding. Here we have a Meadows Common, so we need to see if we can find another bee with a common trait. That's Meadows Valiant. We'll want to keep him. Meadows Forest. There's Meadows Common. But we actually want to see if we can find a Forest Common. There we go. So in here, we'll go with Forest Common for the same reason. This is our Meadows Valiant. Let's check the Valiant drone and see how we made out there. He's Valiant Meadows. So, doesn't really matter too much. Let's go ahead and just go with the Valiant Meadows. We'll see if we can get a purebred Valiant Queen out of that. Or a purebred Valiant... Yeah, you know what I mean. Meadows Common for this combination. And then these, this was a Meadows, so we want to try and come up with a Forest Common if we can. Forest Meadows, Forest Meadows, Forest Meadows. Oops. Forest Meadows, and again. And again. So we had a lot of Forest Meadows that came out of that. And now we're out of honey, so we can't pacify anymore. Let's go ahead and just cross back Forest Meadows. Forest Meadows. Forest Meadows. And we'll use this unknown Meadows drone there. Because we know it's either a purebred Meadows, a Meadows Forest, or a Meadows Common. Either way, no matter which way that happens to come out, we know we're ahead. The rest of these bees, as far as we're really concerned, are junk bees. So we don't really need them. We'll hold on to them for right now just in case. But they're kind of junk bees. sort that up. We've got this parched comb here. Oh, we actually have a Valiant Princess there that we could use, huh? Oh well. I'm not terribly worried about that at the moment. We're trying to get some crossbreeding going here because I would like to get to the cultivated strain. The cultivated strain produces a lot more, a lot faster. So we want to try and get there because cultivated is a good place to be with bees. Anyway, this episode has run for about 40 minutes now, so it's time to wrap up. This has been Nightdagger with episode 15 of Let's Play Modded Minecraft. Episode 16 we'll probably continue with the bees a little bit, maybe expand our logistics system some more, and then possibly look at getting some more fun stuff going with all of the new power that we're generating now. So, should be pretty fun. I'll catch you guys later.